Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back here in a new video where I'm gonna show the next pairs that I will be trading the next week, or the pairs that I'm interested in trading the next week, because not every single week is a trading week, because not always the markets show us the correct opportunities to trade, such as last week. Last week I didn't take any trade, but 2 weeks ago I won a trade and made $700 in just one day. And I explained all of that, how I made $700 in just one day, in the last video. So if you didn't watch it yet, please make sure to go and watch it. And actually guys, let's start with today's video. So for this week I have 6 pairs: Euro CAD, GBPUSD, NZD CAD, USD JPY, Euro USD, and then I have USD CAD, but I'm not sure about it, and I'm gonna wait for your comments guys to see if it's actually a nice pair. So let's start this video with Euro CAD, but before starting, please make sure to subscribe, because I'm trying to go to 3,000 followers before the year ends. We need 250 more people, so guys, make sure to subscribe or send the video to your friends and make them subscribe as well. So Euro CAD on the weekly time frame, we are very bearish. We can see that price has stopped at that level there, and now it's pushing back to the downside. We are now bearish. We created a nice zone of resistance and support, a nice area of interest that on the daily time frame, which is actually bearish as well, and look what a big push we had last week. The daily time frame, it's bearish as well, with this one being the lower high and this one being the lower low. The same area of interest that I just showed you guys on the weekly time frame, it's even cleaner here on the daily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 touches, using it as a support and resistance multiple times. So this right here guys is what you call a nice area of interest, because it has many touches here on the daily. On the 4 hour, it's very beautiful as well. Look, clean support, clean support. I can even take this thing here. Look, support, 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 support. And actually, let me show you some clean resistance as well. Look, resistance, resistance as well. So this is a nice zone to trade off of it. So actually, what I'm gonna wait for this upcoming week is to actually have the daily create the new lower high at this zone here, which is a nice area of interest, and my favorite pattern as well, the head and shoulders pattern. So I will wait for the daily to pull back to the head and shoulders pattern, to the daily EMA, to this area of interest, to the 4 hour EMA, to the 4 hour area of interest, to the daily previous structure point. All of these are conferences that I explained to perfection in my last video. So if you want to understand more these conferences, make sure to watch this video. I will wait, as I just said, for the pullback to this zone here, to then sell and target the daily low, which currently is this point here. So actually, if I take the trade up there and maybe with a 40 pips stop loss, we can take a 1 to 2.5 risk reward trade, which actually is very, very good, and can make me $1,500, which is actually very, very ideal to start the holidays with some good money. So that was my trading idea on Euro CAD. If you guys like it, please make sure to put it in your watches as well, because it's very, very clean and very high probability. It's an A+ setup, this one here. So actually, it makes sense for you to trade this one here. Then I have GBPUSD. GBPUSD on the daily time frame, on the weekly time frame, sorry, it's bullish. We are at a higher high, this is the higher low. We are now bullish on the weekly time frame. We have a nice area of interest here on the weekly time frame that I call area of interest 1, AY1, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 touches. So it has very clean touches on the weekly time frame, which is the highest time frame, which is also the most respected time frame. On the daily time frame, we have many touches as well. So actually, you might guess what I'm gonna wait for this one here to do is to create the higher low on the daily time frame, retesting the EMA, retesting this area of interest and this zone here, to then buy On the 4 hour, which is also bullish because we are still higher low and higher high, we are still bullish. I'm gonna wait for the same exact thing, so the pullback down here, wait for my entry signal, which is the shift of structure on the lower time frames plus an engulfing rejection candlestick from this one here, to then buy and go to the upside and target the 1 to 2 risk to reward. Very easy trade idea. We just gotta wait for a whole pullback, and actually let me put my alarm down here. My alarm for our time frame, my alarm down here, so I know the price is coming to my area of interest to then look for entries. The same thing on Euro CAD. Let me put my alarm down here so that it announces that its price is going back to the area of interest. Then guys, I have Euro USD. Euro USD weekly time frame bullish. It's almost the same exact thing as GBPUSD. Daily time frame bullish, similar to GBPUSD. For our time frame right now it's bearish, but we have already 2 time frames in sync, so we don't need a third one to take this trade. So actually on this one here to do, I'm gonna wait for the same exact thing, pull back to this area of interest here, which is a nice area of interest. Look at this clean support here. When it's above it, we use it as a support. The same exact thing happened here, support, so it's a nice zone of support. On the daily, we can see that it's also a zone of resistance, clean support, kind of resistance, support. And I'm gonna wait for it to be used as a support once again, along with the EMA, which is this thing here. So, the same exact thing, pull back down here, shift of structure, showing me that price is heading to the upside. Here, I might wait for some clean rejections on the 4 hour, so that price shows me that it's stopping down here and it's starting to reverse. This thing here, 1 to 2 up there. So this is what I'm gonna be interested in, this one here. Let me put my alarm as well. Now my 4th pair is NZD CAD, which is actually very clean and similar to Euro CAD, because CAD, the Canadian dollar, last week gained a lot of value, so all the CAD pairs for this week will go short in my opinion. So this is NZD Canadian dollar. On the weekly time frame we are bearish, with this one being the lower high and this one being the lower low. We have a nice area of interest here on the weekly time frame with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches using it as a support. We don't have any recent touch using it as a resistance, so it's not a big deal, but it could be ideal to have some resistance out here. But we can see that last week the weekly candlestick rejected this area of interest, so it stopped up there and we rejected the area of interest. So what I'm gonna wait for this upcoming week to do is, after this nice shift of structure that we've seen here on the daily, this is a shift of structure because it was bullish and now it's going bearish, I'm gonna wait for the pullback to that area of interest, inside the area of interest, inside this zone here, along with the touching of the previous structure point, which is this zone here. This is the previous structure point, along with the EMA because it's there, to then take the trade to the downside. The 4 hour it's bearish as well. Look, a further pullback up there inside the area of interest to retest both the EMAs, the daily, and the 4 hour EMA, the previous structure points, to then take the trade to the downside. As easy as it gets. It's actually a very easy trade to understand. We rejected a big zone on the weekly, the daily and the 4 hour have shifted bearish, so now price is going to the downside. We just gotta follow the trend. We wait for a good entry point to then continue selling. Markets move in trends, so we gotta follow the trend. This is actually a very easy trade idea. So the only thing that I forgot to mention is that once price will go up there, I will wait for my shift of structure on the lower time frame, such as the 1 hour or the 30 minutes time frame, because are the lower time frames that help me actually take sniper entries. So that was NZD CAD, which is actually, I might put it above GU and UO because it's actually a quicker trade to take. So it might be ready not on Monday, but on Tuesday for sure, if it does what I just explained. Then guys, I have USD JPY. USD JPY on the weekly time frame, it's very bullish. We can see that price has been going to the upside for the last 3 months or so. So price is going to the upside. We have a not very nice area of interest on the weekly because it just has one touch, but on the daily it's very clean. Look at this area of interest here, look at this support here. What a clean support, resistance, support. And if you guys are paying attention to the chart, you can see that the daily is still bullish and it looks like it's creating the higher low. So markets move in higher highs and higher lows, bullish markets, and bearish markets moving lower lows and lower highs. And here it looks like we are creating the higher low. This is the exact thing that we did here. Look at this formation here. Isn't it the same as today? Look, guys, it's the same exact thing. It's at an area of interest. It rejected this area of interest here with an engulfing candlestick, the same that happened there. So why not take the trade and target the new higher high? Easy. That's what I'm gonna wait for the next week. So the weekly, the daily, and the 4 hour are bullish, which is actually a strong sign. The 2 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes are bullish as well. All the time frames are bullish, so we have to take this trade to the upside. So what I'm gonna wait for on this one here to do is to wait for this little pullback to this on here to take the trade. Simply to just look at entries once we get this further pullback down here, to then look for entries, and this right here, guys, is actually one of those trades that you could actually scale up. What do I mean by that? It's that if you take this trade here and strong enough to hold it all the way up there and strong enough to wait for the break above this zone here, the retest, the rejection here, to then once again buy here. Why do I say buy here? Because it's another area of interest. Look, another area of interest here on the 4 hour time frame, with very much using it as a support and resistance. So this is actually one of those trades that you can scale up. I never did before, but I might start doing that because you increase your risk reward by a lot and you can make more money in just one single trade idea. You can make a lot of money because look at this, it can be a 1 to 5, this can be a 1 to 4, 1 to 9 in 1 week. That's crazy. So this is what I'm gonna wait for. USD JPY, pull back down here to wait for my entry signal, because this is the kind of swing trade. This is literally a swing trade, loading. A swing trade, not a day trade like the other trades, but this one here is swing trade. So it has a high probability in playing in our favor. So that was USD JPY as well. And now let's see USD CAD, which was my last pair, as I said today. USD CAD is my last pair because I don't know if price, this is the weekly time frame by the way, if price can stop at this area of interest here, at this resistance zone on the weekly, which is actually a strong resistance zone, or it can go even above that to go and retest these zones here. So I don't know yet, but I might be interested in watching this pair the next week, because if it does pull back down here and it shows me some accumulation on the 4 hour, that maybe price like this slowing down a little bit up there, I will be interested in this one here. So actually I'll put my alarm here and see what happens next week, because if not, it can even go up there to sell from up there, which actually would be the most ideal thing to do, because we will have a higher risk reward. So guys, those were my pairs for the next week. Euro CAD and NZD CAD are my favorite ones. GU, EU and USD JPY are very clean pairs as well, but not as the first two. Or actually USD JPY is above GU and Euro USD because it's already a area of interest and it has a high risk to reward. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, because once again I need to reach the 3,000 followers goal this year, because I worked so much with my YouTube channel, because I need this, I want it, it's a goal, I need to reach it. So if you want, you can help me with my goal. Join my Telegram channel, because there I send live updates, so the Telegram link is in the description. Follow me on my Instagram channel if you want to see other updates, and thank you guys for watching. See you the next week with some nice pairs, because the next week my goal is to make $1,000 once again. So yeah guys, see you, have a nice week.